Welcome to this week's Community Forum. Today we have Program Director Melanie Terry from One Voice of West Virginia. Thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you. We so appreciate the opportunity to come and visit, so thank you.
So for our viewers who don't know, can you give us a little bit of background of One Voice of West Virginia?
Sure. One Voice is a nonprofit, 501c3 public charity. We have two offices, one in Wyoming County and one in Raleigh County. We're a community resource center. We primarily work with individuals who are struggling with substance abuse and their families as well. We train facilitators for small groups. We provide ministry support to individuals who are struggling with substance abuse in the form of small groups. We have a crisis referral system in which if someone needs a bed for detox or they want something for treatment, we try to find them the resources, as well as aftercare. You know, they come out of treatment and they need something further, then we try to plug them into resources. We're involved in a lot of things in both counties. We're on the drug court treatment teams for both juvenile and adult drug court in Raleigh County. We work with Day Report of Raleigh County. Their folks can come to us and do community service hours with us. We work with our local government officials, law enforcement. We supervise college interns who are looking to get hours for social work degrees. So there's a lot we're involved in. We have a children's feeding program, the Food for Angels program. So we're quite the busy.
You guys are everywhere.
Just about.
So how did this program first get started?
Well, actually, it arose from a need in Wyoming County. Our executive director, Deborah Davis, she's a middle school teacher at Oceana Middle. They were burying their children, basically, and it was just a divine thing that occurred. She captured a vision of One Voice, you know, and it's just kind of mushroomed from there. It kind of has a life of its own. So it originated 13 years ago.
13, okay.
In Wyoming County. We've been in Raleigh County for 4 years now, so we're very excited and happy to be there.
And how did you first get involved?
Well, I met Deborah through a mutual friend at an event that One Voice was hosting. It was called Operation Family Freedom, and we instantly connected. Just one of those, yeah, just one of those things we instantly connected. And I wanted to volunteer. So the only office they had at that time was in Pineville. Well, I live in Beckley, and I thought, now how am I going to do this commute? So at a separate event, perhaps a year or so later, the office space that we have now is at 613 South Kanawha Street. It's right on the campus of WVU Tech. That facility was gifted to us by a businessman and his wife in the Beckley area.
Wow.
So I thought, I don't have to go to the office in Pineville. It came to me. Mm-hmm. So I love people. I love helping people. You know, so it just was a perfect fit.
So there's just two offices as of right now?
As of right now, there is. However, Fayette County's, we have some people that's interested in opening an office for us in Fayette County. So some of our team members actually reside in Fayette County. So we're in the Fayetteville area. We're very excited. We're wide open to, you know, whatever, you know, God would have us to do. So we're looking forward to that. We are promoting One Voice in other counties as well.
I was going to ask you that next. Mm-hmm. So even though you have two offices just in two counties, mm-hmm. you guys work with all the different counties, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've, my goodness, to sit here and name all the counties we've been to would be, you know, I would leave something out, that we've been to Mercer County, Greenbrier County especially, multiple times. Now Fayette County has expressed a strong interest, and so we're going to head that direction more than likely.
And, you know, of course, it started here in West Virginia. You're trying to expand throughout the counties. Have you thought about doing things outside of the state? Oh,
absolutely. As a matter of fact, just last year, we traveled to New York twice. There is a group of pastors in upstate New York. They have collaborated together. It's multi-denominational, a great bunch of guys and ladies too. And they have just welcomed us with open arms. They love the concept of One Voice, getting the community involved, raising up trainers and facilitators to facilitate small groups for folks that are struggling with substance abuse and their families. You know, the family needs help as well. So they've expressed a great interest in that. So we're in touch with them and in communication with them. We've been to other states as well. Been to Ohio and Kentucky, spreading the vision of One Voice, just sharing it. And a great interest is out there. And it's about community involvement. One Voice is not a denomination, it's not a church, it's nothing like that. It's reaching out. And we cross boundaries in terms of churches and businesses get involved, small groups, individuals. So it's not just one targeted population of people that can get involved. Anyone can volunteer.
How many volunteers do you think you guys have?
We have several. I don't know, maybe a couple dozen at the moment. Just to, right off the top of my head. We are in the process of doing volunteer recruitment. If there's folks out there that would like, to spend some time and sow some time into the community, this would be a great way to do it. One Voice is involved in different community activities. As a matter of fact, on June the 10th, it's on a Saturday, from 10 to 4, at the WVU Tech campus. It is in the Life Sciences building. It's formerly known as Wiseman Hall, in room 208. We will be doing a volunteer facilitator training. It's pretty much an all-day event, but anyone is welcome to come. What we will be doing is training, individuals as a volunteer. If you volunteer with One Voice, we want to orient you as to expectations of us and what you expect of us, some do's and don'ts, that kind of thing. And to be trained as a facilitator or a co-facilitator of a small group. That way that individual can take that knowledge and skill sets and those tools and, maybe host a small group if they would like. There's a multitude of things to volunteer to do at our offices, from clerical work to maybe answering the phone, media. There's just, the list could go on and on. And if anyone is interested and would like some more information about the training that's coming up, they can call our office in Beckley. It's 681-238-5724. Or they can find us on the web at onevoicewv.org, and we're also on Facebook at One Voice WV.
So what are some examples that, if people are at home watching right now and they want to volunteer, can you expand a little bit on what they would be doing or what the different options are that they can do?
Sure. Again, we have offices. Our offices are open Monday through Friday from 10 to 4. And a lot of times, as myself as the program director, I have to step out of the office. They could, come to the office and answer the phone call. Sometimes we have folks drop things off, donated items. What they would do would be, get their contact information and, what they donated so we can keep in contact with them. They can answer the phone in terms of, taking messages, those types of things. If an individual comes in, is looking for, a facility, we would train that person in how to find that facility and how to deal with the person who came in. That's a very small example. We have events where we need organizing. We need people to contact the media, the newspaper, the radio, postings on Facebook, mail outs. We do several mail outs. We have meetings where we need some, people with hospitality skills in terms of, preparing some snacks or refreshments and those types of things. So, there's quite an extensive list.
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely. So this next event is in June, and after that, do you have any other planned events for volunteers to come join, or is it mostly just events for the community?
Oh, absolutely. On June 24th, which is a Saturday, that's our next scheduled community needs closet. And what we do, we have accepted a lot of clothing, baby needs. There's household items. There's men's clothing, children's and women's clothing. We just open our doors. We welcome the public to come in. Anyone who is in need is more than welcome to come, and they shop. We have a church that's nearby your station here, the Crossroads Apostolic Church. Pastor Patrick Bowling and his congregation, they come, they're wonderful. They take the refreshments, they bring baked goods, they serve coffee, hot chocolate, hot dogs, some popcorn, those types of things. And we just serve the community. They're on it. And if volunteers, if they're curious about us, open door invitation. They can come and visit with us anytime. Come June the 24th, it's from 11 to 2 at our Beckley location, and they can see what we're all about. Come and meet some of our leadership team. We would love to have them.
Awesome. Is there any volunteers that have started as volunteers and ended up on the team permanently?
Just about all of us.
All of them.
Yeah, and it's true. Again, you know, One Voice kind of has a life of its own, you know, and we're a team. We have a 12-member team, and just about all of us have begun as a volunteer, you know, as myself. You know, I just wanted to volunteer. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what it looked like. I had no idea. The Beckley office opened, and the first day I did not know what to expect. Wasn't even sure if I was ready. But I stepped out of that proverbial boat that sometimes gets talked about. You know, step out of your comfort zone a little bit. And I am so glad I did. I have grown in my faith. I have grown as a person, stepping out of my norm and out of my comfort zone to help others in need. You know, it truly is, many times I walk away being the blessed one, you know, when you help other folks out like that. But we've all been there, and I just showed up the first day thinking, well, I'll just unlock the door and make a pot of coffee. And so that's kind of been the running joke, but that's, and I've been doing it ever since the past 4 years, and it's been wonderful.
Is there one situation that, you know, stands out to you that you realize this is exactly what I was meant to do and this is why I'm here?
Yeah, there's several. One that really sticks out. One summer I stepped up on the porch to open the office, and there was a homeless lady asleep on our porch. And she was under a blanket, and of course I was very cautious. You know, I approached her with caution because you'd never know. You don't want to startle someone with that situation. And she rose up, and we chatted for a little bit, and I felt a little bit comfortable with her, you know, and I invited her to come in. I had made coffee, and we sat there, and long story short, what had happened was she was released from jail and had burned bridges because of her poor decisions and behavior, had no place to go. And she was out that evening. She was asleep on some church steps in town in Beckley. An ambulance driver had given her a blanket, and she didn't feel safe there, but she remembered our office. And she came to our office, and she fell asleep on the porch. She said, I knew once I got here I would be safe. And so that's where she slept. And she came in, and I found some eggs. We had breakfast together, you know, yogurt and that kind of thing. She called for a ride. They came and got her. And then about a few weeks, she came back, totally different. She asked if she could sleep there again. And of course, we let her, you know, and it was just the best thing in the world for her. We had some pizza and some water and things, and we gave her some blankets. And the next morning, she was gone. And I saw her walking down the street. She came running to me and threw her arms around me, and she thanked me, and she says, I'm on my way to the library to fill out some applications for a job. So she had finally gotten stable, and so that's one of those reasons. You know, you just never know. And so many people, a homeless gentleman, we gave him some shoes and some pants, and he got a job, and he came back with a little bit of money, and, you know, was wanting to contribute, and I had the hardest time. I did not want to take his money, but I did not want to rob him of sowing seed into the life of someone else, you know. And I mean, it's so many little stories like that. It's an experience. You just have to come and experience it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more about One Voice in West Virginia. I'm thinking this next block we can go into what exactly you guys do for people, like how we just bounced off of that story. So what are the different avenues and the different types of people you guys help, and how they can reach out to you, or what, like, examples, things like that?
Okay.
Is that fine? Anything else you want me to?
Let me take a quick look here. Let's see, I mentioned and you did great promoting it in other counties. Perfect. In the other state. That was phenomenal. Really liked that. I did the June 10th, the June 24th, volunteer recruitment and training. Wyoming County office opened. That may be it, unless we want to touch on the Food for Angels would be.
That'll be in that too.
Okay.
So I'll tell you. So tell me a little bit about all the different things you guys do for the community, and we can go into like one by one, the details, and then Food for Angels can be one of them.
Okay.
I'll do that, and then.
I don't think I need this on now.
Okay, perfect.
I mentioned community closet before. We do that. We do the Food for Angels. Oh gosh, Rebecca, there's so many things. Community baby shower.
Yeah, so we can go into detail of each one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. When we're gonna like be finishing up, I'll just like tap you.
Okay.
So we know we're wrapping it up.
And I did put our contact info out there, didn't I? The last
Well,
segment.
at the end, we'll do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do that like the last 2 minutes.
Okay. This will be on Sunday.
Right, it airs on Sunday, right, Jeff?
11? Yeah. Okay. I'll be in Kentucky, but somebody will tape it.
Fun. Where are you going to Kentucky for?
Actually, a ladies' conference in Manchester.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we're ready.
Okay.
Welcome back to this week's Community Forum. So, what we were talking about when we finished the last time. Tell me a little bit about the different success stories and things you do for members of the community who need our help.
Oh, absolutely. Well, every Monday evening from 6 to 7, we have a small group. It's a recovery small group. It's called The Source. It's facilitated by 2 guys who have substantial clean time, and it just flourishes. We have a lot of people in there at different degrees in their journey on recovery and to recovery. So, and as they're working their recovery, so that they can come and then participate in that. Again, that's at our office in Beckley from 6 to 7. We have our Food for Angels program, which Food for Angels was birthed again out of a need, especially, in the Wyoming County area. Of course, it's true in just about all, school districts. Everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. It addresses childhood hunger. And in Raleigh County, we serve, between the 2 counties, we serve 700 students. Wow. Between Raleigh and Wyoming County. And what we do is we collect easy-to-open food items, single-portioned items like macaroni and cheese, peanut butter crackers, and we do have a list that we can provide the community. If there's a group or a business or a church group, a church that wants to participate and, make purchases or monetary donations, that we can do that. So we provide these students with a bag of snacks to take home every weekend. Because what we find is that the poverty rate in most of the schools these children attend is about 97%. And the one particular school, in all of them, the average enrollment is 250 students. So, and these children are in the guardianship of their grandparents, some of them. Mom and dad may not be working, may be single parent household. Mom and dad may be on drugs, and there is no food in the house. So we have these items. The more resources we gain, the healthier items we can put in, fruits and vegetables. Fruit snacks, those types of things. So we have the Food for Angels program.
And how do you decide on the schools that get this program or benefit from it?
Well, oftentimes schools will approach us.
Okay.
And we've worked with our local boards of education, in Wyoming County and Raleigh County, and hopefully soon to be Fayette County as well. The common denominator is there. And it is unfortunately, the drug issue, which leads into poverty, which, leads into hunger and those types of things. So parent groups, parent-teacher association groups have often been in touch with us. In Raleigh County, and I believe in Wyoming County this year, we're going to participate in Energy Express. We'll be working with one of the schools here in Raleigh County. And a couple of the churches, we all come together. That way, you know, it's not a demand on any one particular resource from any one organization. So we just work together to do that. So our Food for Angels program, it's been around for quite a while, and it arose out of a need in the classroom. Again, I said our director, she's a school teacher. She had a difficult time trying to teach her students because they were hungry. So she just kept the snacks there, and it just blossomed into the Food for Angels project. I'd mentioned earlier we have our community needs closet, where we just put our donated items, our clothing items, household items, baby needs. Sometimes we get donated household goods. So we just allow the community to come in, and they can just get what they need. And we serve refreshments during that day. We have music, so it's a celebration just about, you know. So it has a good atmosphere to it. The drug courts I had mentioned, we work with different community leaders in the drug court with adult and juvenile. So we offer our services there as well.
Amazing. And all these donations, you know, without them, One Voice would be impossible. Without the donations, how can people donate, or what companies do you guys work with usually to get these donations? We
have quite a few business partners. We're partnered with different churches in the community. The pastor and their congregants, you know, they get together. Sunday school classes will, you know, donate, like for Food for Angels, for example. Many times they'll choose one item on the list, and you know that they'll be dedicated to that item. Pudding cups, for example. You know, Eccles First Baptist Church is very, you know, gracious with us. The Apostolic Church, Crossroads Apostolic Church, the Open Door Church in Daniels, and you know, again, if I list them all there, I would leave someone out, and I so don't want to do that. Wyoming County, you know, is very active in that. Some of our business partners is the Mountain State Center for Independent Living. Their consumers put our bags together for us, for the children. Also, we're partners with WVU Tech. You know, their students are awesome. They're such a huge attribute to the community. They love doing community service, and that gives them opportunity to come and do their community service there as well. And WVU Tech, well, WVU as a whole really promotes community activity. So it's just been a great partnership. And you also accept monetary donations? Absolutely. We do, and it's very convenient to do that. On our website, there's several locations. There's 2 locations to donate. If you want to donate just to General One Voice Fund, there's a link for that, and there's also a link for a Food for Angels donation. So, and it's very secure, it's safe. You know, we have a good, you know, response to that. Amazing. So earlier you were telling us one success story. Can you tell me a little bit more of how you've seen people who you guys have helped out and have blossomed into something they would have never imagined? Oh goodness, there are several stories. In Wyoming County, there's several victory stories, you know, where folks have come through and done the program, and now they're flourishing. They're out in the job market, you know, and they're working. A few stories in Raleigh County come to mind. When we first opened our doors, there was a man that came. He wanted to remain anonymous, and we respect that. Anonymity, we respect that. And he began to share his story where his son was, you know, had a pill problem. He was a functioning addict, you know, but unfortunately the addiction, you know, cost him his marriage and, you know, his guardianship of his daughter, and it's just a trickle-down effect. It was just crumbling. His life was crumbling around him, and now he was staying with his parents who were, you know, retired, and they're ready to enjoy their latter years. And because of the addiction, the behavior became violent, you know, where he would steal, and, you know, and it's such a trait of, you know, the problem. Steal to get money to buy the drugs, you know, guns, family heirlooms, credit cards, checkbooks, those types of things. And he was struggling. That's his son. What does he do? How does he stop this vicious cycle? This is not the boy he knew as a child, would never do this. He was struggling. He and his wife no longer felt safe in their own home. He wanted to know, is it okay to have him arrested? Because what he was doing was criminal. And, we talked with him about it. I gave him some contact information for further counseling to ease his mind. And he did pursue those avenues. And we encouraged him. And when he left, he was high stepping across the street. He was going back to his vehicle. And he was very uplifted, I'll put it that way. Well, a few weeks later, looking out the front door, I saw this same gentleman with his son, and he brought his son back, and his son was ready for treatment. And we were able to find him a place, and so he got the help he needed. So when we've kind of lost track of him today, but we feel like he's done well.
And you say you got him the help he needed. How exactly
Yes.
do you work with them to make sure that they get the right help and get the right contacts?
Well, we have an intake process.
Okay.
If an individual comes to the office that expresses a need and a desire for help, of course we get their name, their general information. We do ask them questions such as, what was your drug of choice? When did you last use? Have you had treatment before? Tell me a little bit about your substance use history. So that kind of helps us determine, and there's a lot of facilities in the state. The only problem is there's a waiting list. So we try to work around that. We do try to find them places to go. We use out recently is the 844-HELP-4WV phone number is a great resource. We also have a list of resources. If the individual has insurance or not, because you do run into that. There is an expense for treatment. So what we do is we just talk with them, find out their needs, where they want to go. There's 30-day facilities, there's 6-month facilities, and how intensive do you want the treatment, and do you want something in-state? Can you afford something out of state, so to say? So there's a lot that goes into, trying to find someone a facility. So, but we're relentless. We'll do what we need to do to help them out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we're almost done, but before we go, I wanted you to touch base again about how people can volunteer, different avenues they can go, events. So if you could just do a recap of that. So if somebody wants to volunteer who's watching right now, what can they do?
Absolutely. We love our volunteers. If it wasn't for the volunteers, One Voice, we wouldn't be able to function. There's so many areas of opportunity for volunteering. Anything from clerical work to answer a phone. We have donated clothing that comes in. It needs to be sorted. Some of it needs to be cleaned. We have donated food items that needs to be checked. We rotate our dates, and we're very date sensitive with the products that we get in, answering the doors, taking messages. There may be folks out there that are newly retired, that just want to spend a few hours a week just being busy, doing something in the community, help to feed people and clothe people, or, just, give a kind word to someone. So the opportunities are there. Again, we have our training on June the 10th. If you just want to check us out and see what we're all about, stop by our office in Beckley on June the 24th. Just give us a call at our office if anyone is interested in volunteering. Our office number is 681-238-5724. If you want to research us and find out about us online, it's onevoicewv.org. We're on Facebook at One Voice WV. So there's a multitude of ways to find out about us, and we would love to hear from them.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us a little bit more about One Voice.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure if you want to volunteer to visit their website and their Facebook page. Have a great day.